you doing? Welcome back. Yes. It is me once again, the pastiest pirate on the 7 servers. There are only 7 servers on the internet. I am Captain Raz. Welcome to the gaming Galleon. Thank you for coming. And I'm really up in your face right now, aren't I? Okay. Well. Again, thanks for coming. I'm in a great mood today. We're celebrating Star Wars Week because it's a very special day. And you may be rolling your eyes at that. We pulled old Captain Pike out of his old cell. He's kind of a fan of the Star Wars movies. Who isn't? Who grew up with them, like myself. But it's easy to look at them and roll your eyes and get a little embittered because of the legacy. Nonetheless, we'll get into that a little bit. But nonetheless, we are going to be playing. We're going to be reminiscing, talking a little bit about what it is like to be at the precipice of a new Star Wars movie. Oh man, I dropped the... Hold on a second. You don't want to see that. We'll get back to those later. But, yeah, we got a booty full of, you can probably see them, but who cares? Star Wars games. I pulled every Star Wars game we had out of the hold, okay? And trust me, it was kind of a nightmare to do, but I thought it would just be neat to maybe talk about which ones I've always liked most, which ones to avoid, which ones that are a little weird, a little off the cuff, and on that note, we're going to be playing something that's a little off the cuff. We're going to be playing Star Wars Dark Forces for the original PlayStation. This is this is actually a Star Wars game that doesn't feature Luke, doesn't feature Han Solo. It does take place in the galactic conflict era, so you're talking the first trilogy that was made in the 70s and 80s. And but what's really interesting about this is the gameplay. This was actually originally a PC game ported to the PlayStation. In the PlayStation's earliest days, they did that a lot. Easy way to get games is pull them from PC. But this is a first-person shooter Star Wars game. This is basically Doom Wars, because that's the era we're talking about that this guy was made, okay? So, you know, I mean, get ready for some messy graphics. I don't know how else to put it. You know, we'll get into it more later, but that's just how it is. The gameplay's still good, but yada yada. So anyway, that's it. And then we'll have the mailbag, of course. So we got a lot going on. How are we doing on time? Yeah, we're all right. We're all right. Next 60 minutes. So, but I did want to talk about what it's like to be in the moment we're in right now. Okay? This show is being released. This voyage that we're taking is being released the day the movie's out. But at the moment that we're on this voyage, at the moment that I'm shooting, it's the day prior. Okay? Now, I'm planning on going with Admiral Will and Patty the Swallow. We got some tickets. We're going to go see the movie. And that's kind of a rarity for me. I'm not usually that into seeing movies. Being the gamer and the pirate and the adventurer that I am, I tend to find something like a movie to be a little too passive of an activity. I usually like to interact with media. I like to be a little more social. So, this doesn't happen often, that I go to a theater, and it really doesn't happen often that I go on a release day. In fact, this may be the first time I've ever gone to a movie the day it was out. And if it's happened, it's happened on enough times that I can count on one hand. But why is this so important? Why is this such a big deal? I think it's because, for me personally, and many people my age, we grew up with Star Wars in the age that could be considered the golden age of Star Wars. When they got it right. You know, the original trilogy. We were kids, and if you weren't old enough to go to the movies, well, in that time, it wasn't like you had a VCR. It wasn't like you could watch the movie anytime you wanted. This was a time when you went to the theaters and you saw the movie and you paid, whatever mom paid for it, which was a fraction of what it is today. But once it was over, you went home, and your only connection to those movies, for the most part, were the toys. That was it. There were no VHS. There was very little, any spin-off television stuff on. They didn't do it like that as much as they do it now. So you had to use your imagination. You had to use the toys. And so we had toys. I remember as a kid, I had a friend who had an Atari 2600, and we both had Star Wars toys. Believe it or not, old Captain Raz would choose playing with the Star Wars toys out in the backyard than playing the 2600. But then again, for those of you who played things like Pac-Man on the 2600, I remember playing that game even in 1981 when I was a kid, and I should have been, totally blown away by it. Being a kid, maybe, 6 years old. Even, man, I think it might have been 5. Yeah, wow, it's crazy. I don't know. But anyway, I remember playing Pac-Man and being like, dude, let's just go play Star Wars. And I remember having, like an Ewok Village toy set that my parents were, nice enough to get for me as a kid. And that was our connection with Star Wars at the time. And as we grew, that was like the impetus of our imagination. This phone is going off. Give me a second. Jeez. People text too much, Just gonna power this off. You may not hear it, but jeez. If I hear that vibration go on all hour, I'm gonna be totally disconnected. I'm sorry about that. So anyway, we were really excited about Star Wars. And 1984 was basically when the trilogies wrapped up in Jedi. And then we had 84 to 99 or so. You had 15 years to incubate that excitement for the next trilogy. I know people now are like rolling their eyes over the trilogies now, but think about what it would be like the day before Episode 1 in 1999. You don't know how it's going to be. And I remember walking in there in a pretty good mood. I remember it was the summer. I was going with some friends. I think I had like a part-time job, maybe a couple summer classes. I mean, talk about the life. I don't know why this always sticks in my head, but this happened to be the event that Taco Bell decided now it's time to make a 10-pack of tacos. Episode 1 is the celebration, is a big enough event for us to make a briefcase of 10 tacos, which they still have today. I remember there being, C-3PO and Tatooine and, Watto, Jar Jar, of course, all over this Taco Bell box. We all dug into it, and then we went and saw the movie. And I remember walking out of there like, yeah, good movie. I liked it. It was cool. I mean, the pod racing was great. I didn't really think of much of Jar Jar. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm not that invested. I mean, I never have really been that invested. I'm more of a Star Trek guy. But I grew up in the time where I should have been, But yeah, it wasn't until, I started talking to other people. You know how those movies are looked at now. Especially Jar Jar, it's like I didn't think that it was that bad until everybody started bringing it up for the next decade. So here we are again, though. We're at the point where it's like, we don't know what these are going to be like. These could be incredible. These could be the second age. I mean, if you want to be optimistic, and why not? Well, let's be optimistic. This could be the second age of Star Wars. There could be a whole new generation of kids, your kids, who look at Star Wars the same way you did as a child. It's an interesting prospect. It's an interesting thought. And we don't know right now. That's the beauty of this moment, the purity of this moment, is it's just as likely that that could be true as it could be untrue. I don't know. Just seems like it just for me it's almost more powerful than, I mean, we're a week away from Christmas. We're a week away from the New Year. We're a week away from 2 weeks away from the New Year, my mistake. We're 2 weeks away from a new year, 2016. And yet somehow I feel like this moment is more potent than a crisp, snowy Christmas morning. And again, I'm not even that into Star Wars. So anyway, enough of my twinkly-eyed idealism. Let's play Star Wars Dark Forces for the PlayStation. I hope I have enough time to set this up. I think we're a little over already. But I just need to make it clear. We're a character named Kyle Katarn. A guy who grew up on a moon called Celeste. A moon orbiting Celeste. And if you don't know what Celeste is, play the new Star Wars Battlefront that came out a couple months ago on the new systems. There's 4 planets in that game. There's Endor, Hoth, Tatooine, and Celeste, which has never been in any of the movies, but it's certainly been in the lore. This guy grew up on a moon orbiting Celeste, and he was told that rebel forces had come while he was away and killed his family. That enraged him so much that he joined the Imperial Army and trained and worked so hard that he became an officer. And he found out via a rebel informant years later that it was actually the Imperial Army who had killed and covered up the death of his family. So obviously he became so enraged and so hateful of the Imperial Army that he left, and he joined a syndicate of smugglers where he learned saboteur, the art of sabotage, and subterfuge. So anyway, but he still was loyal to this rebel informant who had given him the proof to tell him what the Imperials are all about. And she, in turn, hires him to work for the Rebel Alliance. Now, this guy, he doesn't trust anyone. He hates the Imperials so much he'll never join them again. And the Rebels he works for, but only because he trusts this woman. Her name is Jan Ors, okay? And if you need to worry about 2 characters in this, it's Kyle Katarn, the guy we're playing, and Jan Ors. And why she's important is Kyle has found out that Jabba, who is a crime boss, for those of you who have forgotten, I'm sure you remember who Jabba is, Jabba the Hutt. He's actually a crime boss. He kidnaps Jan Ors, and so now Kyle has taken it upon himself to recover her. But along the way to Jabba's headquarters, which I believe is Tatooine, he's picked up by one of Jabba's patrols. So we're not hitting a planet today. We're not setting the Galleon down on land. Okay? Basically, the Galleon's been, for lack of a better word, help me out here, Pike. Taken? That's not what. No, I got it. It's what impounded by the Syndicate. We've been stripped of all our gear, and we've been contacted by Jabba via hologram and told that we're going to be thrown into the pit here in his strange starship with no gear to face something called Ken the Dragon. So let's do it, okay? Never played this one. I played a couple levels of this game, really liked it. Haven't played this level, all right? So right now we're dropping in and we're going blind. Fingers crossed. May the Force be on our side. Let's do it. Dark Forces for the PlayStation 1. Okay. Here we go. Boom. We're in. Alright, I know I can punch. Oh yeah, I can't use analog sticks. Oh my god. Whoa, what is that? Oh my god. Ah! Can I get around here? I'm trying to get around it. Is there a way out? No door. Oh my god. Alright, I mean, here's the problem. I forgot to put my freaking headphones on. Oh, he's chomping into me. Okay, he's taking about 20% of my health every time. I can only take 2 more hits. Oh my god, 1 more hit? Are you serious? Oh jeez. This isn't good, guys. See, this is why I should never go in blind. You ever? Oh, I'm gonna get my headphones. Hold on. Reload, please. Oh, all right, right. Okay, I got. Hold on. Headphones. Oh God! Seriously? You always forget something, you know? All right. Let's try it again. Harper transition. Help me out. Okay, so we got 4 lives left. Oh my god, Neil. Is there nothing in here? Oh, I got him! Oh my god. Okay, how do I get out of here? Okay. I need to find my equipment. And I hope you guys can hear me okay. I think so. I'm gonna try not to get too excited today. Sometimes I get so excited that... Oh, okay, blue key. And you can see... Oh! Do you have a weapon? No. Still just punching. I want a weapon. You know, Kyle, again, he's a mercenary. Oh my god, another one. Whoa, what's that? Oh no. I can't believe there's more dragons. I thought there was only one Ken the Dragon. You gotta be kidding me. I thought I saw some sort of switch here. Hold on. Okay. What's this do? You know, remember, this is the birth of the first-person shooter, so they don't give you a lot to go on. They'll throw a switch at you. Punched him. Can't reach in here. Now I just like punching these guys. Oh, don't let him corner you. Yeah, the blue key. I know this guy doesn't have... Oh, cool, I killed him. That's pretty fun, I have to admit. So very basic stuff, as you can tell, you know. And it gets even more basic in that I don't even have a gun yet. But, you know, you can tell that the music is very John Williams. I believe it is John Williams. Frankly, I hope we don't get flagged for it. You never know these days, but I think we'll be okay. How are we doing on time? Let's see. When did we start? And we got to come back pretty soon. But man, I at least got to find my way out of this pit, right? I bet people are like, where's the map? Where's the prompt? Where's the tutorial? Dude, that stuff didn't exist. Do you understand? This is like the impetus of this genre. I mean, really, this really just looks basically like Doom. That's not to say it's bad, though. You just have to be willing to accept those limitations. Accept that as a challenge, not as a failing of these games. If anything's failing, it's me, because I can't figure out my way out of here. I know I've been down here, I know, and I apologize, but I feel like... Let's see. My little hand waving. Wave to the camera. Ugh, God. I've hit that lever. What's over here? Shadows. Dead dragon. He's pretty cool. Where's the blue key? Where's the blue key, man? You know, I knew this was gonna happen, just for the record. I really did. But that's okay, because I actually came up with a plan B. And in a second, I'm probably gonna make it happen. Because I'm not gonna sit here and try and make us figure this out for the rest of the voyage. That would just be like... Oh, what's this? Oh, dude! We got out! Well, that was a free guy. Oh, now I'm totally enthralled. There it is! Oh god, don't fall. Okay. Alright, I'm sorry guys, we're gonna have to continue this. Plan B's aborted, because I really like this. Alright, here we go. Oh no! Oh, what are those guys called? I love that I have to punch these guys. That was funny. These pig warriors, I forgot what they're called. There's no way! Oh, man. These guys really wasted me. Can I get a weapon? I should stop trying to fight them. I have no choice here. Jeez, there's like 4 of them. Yeah, nice first-person shooter, Captain Raz. I mean, there's only like 10 million of them in the world. You gotta pick the one with no weapons. I remember these piglets, though. This reminds me of a game I haven't seen in a long time, Master Terakaze, for the PlayStation 1. It was a fighting game, a Star Wars fighting game, and it's pretty bad. Like, universally accepted that it's a bad game, and it really is. The only good thing about it is the roster. Whoa, what are you throwing? I gotta get out of here. Of course. What are you throwing? Thermal detonators? Oh, I can't reach him. Dude, this is not good. What do you guess? I'm getting it from both sides? You guys are cheap? Of course. Of course. Oh, come on. Oh. Get up. Wake up. Oh, that was so cheap! Unbelievable! You know, I don't know why I thought this was gonna be easy. It's Jabba. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I remember those guys too. 5 thermal detonators. That's what I'm talking about. But this guy still here? Yeah. Eat that. Yeah. What do you think about that, punk? That was awesome. So I can't get in here. Can I throw this in there? Oh, he got me through the window? Oh my god. Alright, let's take a break. Let's take a break. Wow. Getting slammed. Getting slammed here. Dark Forces. But, you know, I'm not surprised. I didn't prepare. I mean, I played 2 levels of a first-person shooter that was made in a time when these games were absolutely tough as nails. And that was fine. People had no problem with that. In fact, they expected it. And I play the first 2 levels, and then I'm like, I'm looking at the other levels, because, you know, you want to find an exciting level to play. And I'm like, there's a Jabba the Hutt ship? Oh, we gotta go there. Oh, it's only 10 levels into the game. How hard can it be? What do I have? I think we have 1 more life. We may have to restart. I hope not. I don't know. We might be okay. We got 9 thermal detonators. We'll see how it goes. But for now, let's check in the booty segment here. Let's check in the chest. How we doing? What do we got? We take 10. 10. Yeah, that'd be alright. Yeah, let's go into the booty segment. So again, I hope you guys aren't disappointed. Like, hey man, we want to talk negotiations. This is the first time that I've ever decided to pull from the hold instead of what we're finding out there while we're sailing the seas. I just think that it's a Star Wars show. Let's make it, and it's a Star Wars show during a time when, again, this is it, man. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? So let's dig all the way in. Let's just put all our cards in and let's just take a look. And honestly, there are a lot of really good Star Wars games out there. But I'll admit, a lot of these I've never played. Dark Forces, for example, I think it's been sitting in the hold for 3 years. 3 years, I think it's been sitting in the hold, and I've never popped this in until I started deciding we're going to play a Star Wars game this week. We're going to sail off to some sort of Star Wars adventure. Which one are we going to get into? And that's why I picked Dark Forces. But let's see all the other choices I'd make. Okay, because these are all Star Wars games. There's a lot of them. Let's go through them. One of the ones I'm most proud to have is right on the top, and that's Empire Strikes Back for the NES. It's a pretty cool game. Let me get the... we're going to try the autofocus for this. Hold on. Okay. Really no guarantees. I think the autofocus sucks, but we'll put it on just in case anyway. So yeah, there's Empire Strikes Back. Pretty awesome box art there. Like, just, you gotta love the AT-ATs. I love how dark they are in this picture too, It's pretty cool. So this is basically a 2D platformer. Not the hardest game to find out there, but I think I found it for $5, which is a pretty good deal. And that was maybe a year ago. So, but 2D platformer, pretty mediocre, but it's Star Wars. In the SNES era, actually, let's go here. We also have Empire Strikes Back for the Game Boy. That's pretty cool. More AT-ATs. I think this is relatively the same game. This one's made by Ubisoft. And this one's made by JVC. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not really sure how the Game Boy one was. As far as I know, I've never popped it in. Same with this one. I play this one for like 5 minutes. I know everybody and their mom owns this and plays it. It's one of the most common N64 games out there. Shadows of the Empire. I think, again, this is like you're some sort of smuggler. For all I know, you're Kyle Katarn in this too. But, a lot of these earlier Nintendo games, or video games for Star Wars, really tried to stick with the books. Because a lot of them were made in a time when the movies had been, long gone and done, like a decade away. So, excuse me. Alright, what do we have here? Super Star Wars for the SNES. This is a great game. Great platformer. You're Luke, and I believe a couple other characters. It's an extremely challenging game, but if you want to fool around with, the stage select, there's a lot of fun to be had here, and excellent soundtrack. I mean, this almost sounds like actual orchestral music. So, really good game. Graphics are cool. Sound effects are cool, especially the blaster. And there was actually a trilogy for those. Got Empire Strikes Back. This one is a little more interesting in that by this time, Luke's not using a blaster anymore. He's using his lightsaber. And I think you can play as like Solo and Chewie in this. And then we have a really beat up copy, but sadly the only copy in the hold of this game, Return of the Jedi. So yeah, pretty nice, cool trilogy on the SNES, and none of these are really too expensive. You could probably get all three of these for around $40. So that's a pretty cool deal. If you're into challenging platformers, this one I don't actually own. This is First Mate Bismuth. I remember when we were first hanging out, he showed me that he had this, so I asked him if I could borrow it to show off in the hold, because I found it amusing. He's got a Game Boy Advance. I think we got on that topic, and he's like, "Well, here's my library." He had like 2 games. He had Pokemon Blue, and he had this Star Wars Flight of the Falcon. And you're right. That's the Millennium Falcon. This is kind of like I almost decided to pick this one to play, but it was at his place. It was at the studio, and I was practicing on the ship, so I didn't have it. So maybe we'll play this one day. But this is basically like you're behind the Millennium Falcon, and the camera's behind the Millennium Falcon. And you're dodging things and whatever. You get to play the Millennium Falcon. There are not a lot of games that do that. So, pretty funny. Here we go. It's the earliest Atari game, or Star Wars game we have in the hold. Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. This is a pretty decent... all these older games all have the AT-ATs on them. And who could blame them, right? What I liked about this one is that it's a horizontal shooter. And you're a snow speeder. And you're shooting down AT-ATs, so that's pretty sweet. Not bad. I mean, shooters on the Atari, I would say that's hands down the best genre on the Atari. And, it never gets old to blow stuff up. So, all right. Now we're getting a little more modern here. Star Wars Battlefront Rebel Squadron. Star Wars Battlefront series, after the second one, moved from the PlayStation to the PlayStation Portable. And they actually got some pretty decent games. Started out with Star Wars Battlefront 2. Port of the one we're familiar with on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. But this game's exclusive to the PSP, and what's cool about it is the Rebel Squadron is led by Han Solo there. And you are a soldier for Han Solo. But the best part about it is, unlike Battlefront for the original PlayStation, the original Battlefront, that one had like 5 characters that you picked from, and they were all the same. I mean, they were different, but there was no customization. One soldier is the same as anybody else's soldier. This game, you actually built your character. You even built his face. You would decide what kind of equipment he had. You had like a certain amount of points to create this guy of your own. So you could be, a healer who had a jetpack and just jet around and give people health and stuff and then run off. I mean, I'm sure you had to have at least one weapon, but who knows, maybe not. So I really liked that. That was the beauty of the older Battlefronts. And frankly, the biggest complaint with the new Battlefront is we've lost a lot of that flexibility in how you play the game. The new one, it seems like everyone's just running around blasting each other. There's nobody doing stealth. There's nobody doing covert operations or misdirection, support, repairing stuff. Kind of sucks. Right, here's another cart. Star Wars Arcade. I mean, look at how much that costs. $2, huh? Yeah, not exactly the hardest game to find on a system that not a lot of people care about. The Sega 32X. There we go. The Sega 32X. I thought I'd show you Sega, but I guess not. Oh, there's the Sega. Okay. Yes. This was a launch game for the 32X. And if you don't know what the 32X is, it's basically an add-on for the Genesis. If you had a Sega Genesis, you could buy a 32X for somewhere around $150, plug it into the cartridge slot, and then you could play 32X games. And it was far from popular and far from successful. In fact, there are only, I believe, 39 games in the entire Sega 32X library, and Star Wars Arcade happens to be one of them. So if anything, this is basically a flight sim. I'll show you what a 32X cart looks like, because I can't even really hook up a 32X to the Navigator, so probably won't be playing any of these anytime soon. There you go. It's a first person flight sim, and Darth Vader's in it. That's about it. So there you go. Okay, Rebel Assault 2. Woo! Rebel Assault 2 was another game I was thinking about playing today. In fact, this was my plan B that I mentioned earlier, but I don't think we're going to get time to play it. I'll tell you what, though. We may not play it today, but from what I played, we will play it. We will play this eventually, because it is hands down, again, this is ported from the PC, as one of the most ridiculous games. It was made in a time when CGI was all the rage, and games finally were starting to learn how to do 3D. So of course, throw all the 2D out the window. It's super cheesy, and but actually the gameplay is kind of arcadey and fun. So that's another reason why we play it. One day, Rebel Assault. There's another movie coming out, right? When's that going to be? 2 years? Here's one I've never played. Star Wars original trilogy. I mean, I'm sure if you look under your couch cushion right now, you'll probably find one of these. They're ridiculously common. I'm relatively sure I have this because it was like, Alright, I'm sorry about that. Looked like there was a little water in the Navigator there. I had to bang it out of there. I think we're in good shape now. Okay, so anyway, where were we? Let's get back to these. I've got 2 copies of Battlefront 2 for the Xbox. These are actually really hard to come by. And one of them, I think, isn't... Yeah. One of them's actually just Battlefront. The original. So, yeah. But this one is Battlefront 2. Oh, what's in here? Oh, an NES instruction manual for the original Nintendo Entertainment System. I don't know why that's sitting in there. Shouldn't be. Alright. So, yeah. Battlefront 2. This game's pretty rare. I think it's... I don't know that it's rare, but it's really in demand, and I think it's because some people still play this on Xbox Live. Maybe through private servers. I'm not really sure, and God bless them, because I think that's awesome. I really wish the original Battlefront was still played as much as this one. But as a result, this game, can run you almost as much as like a new release game these days. So it's pretty cool. And I believe, on a side note, I didn't have this, but I told Cody about it. I told the Y&L crew about it. And Cody happened to be working at a video game store at the time. This came in. He bought it for dirt cheap. Tried to sell it to me, or trade to me, for a copy of Shadowrun, a loose copy of Shadowrun for the Sega Genesis. Another game we'll play one day. And even though I had a boxed copy, second copy, I was like, no, I'm going to keep my second copy of Shadowrun. And he's like, all right, well, in that case, just take the stupid Star Wars Battlefront 2. What am I going to do with it? I don't even have an original Xbox, so there you go. Okay. And also the game that I love so much, and we've had, if you ever wanted to play Battlefront on a pirate ship, take a look at Star Wars Battlefront, or taking a look at the Galleon Tatooine. We played it there. 2 years of my life gone in that stupid game. So this is interesting. The GameCube had its own series that was really popular. It started on the N64 called the Rogue Leader series. I don't have that game. I think it's because it's so common that even for I don't know what that was. Somebody's walking up on the deck. Rogue Leader. Rogue Leader 1 for the N64. I'm not that into space flight games, which is ironic because I played a pilot in Battlefront, but I think it was more because I got to steal the other guys' ships. But anyway, Rogue Squadron 2. This is the Rogue Squadron series. This is a really popular game in the GameCube. This is almost a launch game, I think. And it's pretty excellent. I've never played much of it again. This really isn't my genre. So while most people were like, this is a must-have for the GameCube, pretty common, pretty cheap, I didn't play it. I haven't played it. But what I was really excited about was when Rogue Squadron 3 came out, Rebel Strike. It's a pretty cool box art there. I love how he's about to take on an AT-AT with a lightsaber. I mean, I think he does that in the movie, but there's all kinds of different modes in this. They had, they had some on foot stuff. They still had the ship, ship missions. They had like speeder bike missions. There were scenes from the best scenes from the original trilogy in here. Had some good unlockables. I think there was like some unlockables from the arcade, like old arcade Star Wars games. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, the biggest sell though was if you didn't buy this one, which I never did, so I'm not really into those kind of games. If you bought this one, not only did you get all the content from Rogue Squadron 3, but they included the entire Rogue Squadron 2 on this also, and they made it co-op, which the other one was only one player. So I think this is a great package. This game gets a lot of flack, mainly because most people don't really like the on-foot stuff, but I thought this was a great game. I think it's an excellent package. A lot to do in it. I played it all the way through. And I was so excited about it at the time that I pre-ordered the game. And as a result, I got this guy. I must have rebought it or something. I don't know why it's got half price. Maybe this is a second copy. The half price book's on there, but can you see that? God, I wish you could see that. Hold on. All right, you can't see it, but basically what this is this is a demo disc. If you pre-order the game, they gave you this demo disc, and you could play like maybe one level of the actual game. But more importantly, it also featured the original Star Wars game in the arcade, the original Star Wars arcade game. So with that vector graphics where you're playing the X-Wing and you're sitting in the cabinet, I thought that was a great bonus. Classic gamers go on and on about that game, so if you don't know, I get it, but it's pretty huge in the classic game arena, the arcades. So to have it on disc was pretty cool. Great, really. I mean, I miss these pre-order packages like this. Pre-orders right now, they're so lame. They're so lame these days. They're like, oh, you get a new skin. Oh, you get this extra gun. And then they're just going to release it in 6 months to everybody. It's the worst. I mean, what happened to this? What happened to actually something to take home for your pre-order? People are so chintzy these days. Anyway. Dreamcast, we have Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. This is a great racing game, and this is the best part of Episode 1 was pod racing. You can play Anakin, but then you can play like a whole bunch of the other ones. All the ships from the movie are in here. They all play differently. Very challenging game, but it's fast. It's one of the fastest races I ever played. A lot of fun. It's highly recommended, and it's really not that expensive. It's on N64 also, so pretty easy to find it. here's the big three of the Xbox library. You've got Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. Your Jedi, I believe this is multiplayer, so you can actually fight your buddy. But basically, you're running around just slicing people up. I've never played this one, but it's highly recommended. Actually, I haven't played any of these Xbox ones that are coming out. So I haven't played a lot of Star Wars games. I play Battlefront. That's about it. The Star Wars Knights of the Old Republics 1 and 2. I mean, Xbox fans go on and on about these. BioWare, makers of Dragon Age. This is kind of where, well, I'm not going to say that. This is where all the casual, the guys who didn't have PC, this is where we first learned about BioWare. I'll put it that way. Okay? I'll put it that way. But, here they are. Whatever. They're supposed to be awesome, especially the first one. Okay, and then finally, I'd say these are the two pieces of the Star Wars games in the hold that I'm the most proud of having. I was gifted these by my dear friend Captain Tyson out on the USS Cincinnati. His darling wife, Lemony, said, we got to get rid of some stuff. We don't need these. And they graciously sent them to the ship. So here they are. We've got two, and I'm not a box guy, but I mean, these are really beautiful. Complete in box versions of the games we saw at the beginning here. Super Star Wars and Super Empire Strikes Back. And they're in really nice shape. We only have a few of these sitting in the hold. Maybe a shelf's worth. But, they're good stuff to have around. So, okay, well, let's get back to... I'm not going to count all this up. That's not the point of this. But, let's get back to Jabba's ship. Hopefully we don't, eat it too fast. We'll see how it goes, okay? Hold on. We're going to go back to... Oh, great. Lion dead in the field. Ow! Ow! God! Racking myself here. Anybody see my controller? Okay, here it is. Sorry. What a professional, huh? Okay, here we go. Thermal detonator. At least we're in a safe spot. I can't get in there. I don't know why. I'm going to try and jump back over there because I think that's a shield. Okay, elevator that way, then in that way. Back around here. I feel like an idiot picking this level because there are blasters. There are stormtroopers. You think I'm gonna hurt myself doing this? I'm gonna try and throw it through the window. Okay. Oh, it worked! Oh, okay, that one. I'm gonna save these. How about let me through? You think I could throw it there? I'm never going blind again, guys. I'm sorry. I'm never going blind again. I say that every time I go blind. How many dead ends can there possibly be? Let me in, you fool! Oh. I can't believe this. This has got to be one of the most unsuccessful voyages we've ever had. I didn't even find a gun, and this is a first-person shooter. And it's not the fault of the game. It's not the fault of the game. It's the fault of the pirate. It's the fault of myself. I'm gonna try and jump this again. Oh, gotta get it right. Oh, I made it! Oh my god. Oh, jeez. I mean, come on. Are you serious? I mean, I know Obi-Wan had to, do some real sidestepping on the Death Star, but I didn't expect that to do with that here. Okay. Man, I'll tell you what, if we find a gun, I'll be happy. Whoa, was that a mine? Oh my god, these guys are so cheap. If we find one, if we find our gear, I'll be happy. What's this? Oh, I think that's it. Is that our gear? May as well just grab it. Yeah, my gear! Oh, it's on now. Oh, this is what we've been waiting for. Oh, God. Play our cards right, we might be able to get out of here. Oh my god, if you stick me... Why is there always going to be some totally ambiguous... Okay, that I bet a bridge just grew over here. You got a bridge for me? Looks like it. Yeah, the whole floor went up. Oh god, give me someone to shoot. There's mines all over the place. You see that? Wow, they suck. Alright, hold on. Let me get my detonators out. Whoa. Is that my detonators? Oh, they're there. Hold on. I have all these cool weapons and I can't use them. There we go. I have to clear these stupid mines. Don't worry, folks. I'm going to give you some money shots. I swear. They're coming. We're going to find some more of those pigs. God, I suck! Alright. I'm sorry about yelling. Can I get through these mines? This is my last life. This is our last life, so we're gonna go out in a blaze of glory here. I can't believe... Right. 39 mines. 39, I mean, look at all your artillery we have. You can tell you lay some serious waste in this game. Whenever you find someone to play against, jeez. What was that? I must have hit him. This is ridiculous. That was a switch, so is there another door open because of it? Oh, here we go. Now, please, no more mines. Let's try out some other ones. What's this thing? It's got 4 barrels, dude. Okay. Good morning. Whoa! What hit me? That's it. Where's the stupid tarp? Here it is. Yeah, that's it. What a massacre! Oh, God. I feel terrible. I'm sorry. I feel absolutely awful with my performance here. I mean, people are going to see this? Is this what the new movie's going to be like? All this anticipation? Dark Forces, a Star Wars first-person shooter? And that happens? What, it takes us 20 minutes to find some weapons, and then we end up blowing ourselves up with them. Myself. I'm sorry. Let's get to the mailbag, shall we? What a nightmare. Thanks for nothing. Alright. We got some Gorilla Tape in here. Really beat up. A wireless mouse. Whether or not it works, you be the judge. Samus Aran. And a ladder. A ladder. Okay? Unbelievable. Okay, dear Captain Raz. Oh, by the way, if you would like to send a letter to or a question to the Gaming Galleon, just write it to Gaming Galleon at gmail.com. All right. Dear Captain Raz, longtime viewer, first time writer, thank you on both accounts. I consider myself a gamer and somewhat knowledgeable about the video game industry and history. In fact, I took a class on video game history. Okay, interesting. If you asked me a week ago what was the worst game of all time, I would have most likely said E.T. the Extraterrestrial for the Atari 2600. Right, safe bet. However, after viewing the documentary, I'm not so sure. Okay, the documentary he's talking about is there was this urban legend for years and years that Atari had buried an entire, like a whole bunch, like truckloads and truckloads of old Atari games, including Atari, like ET cartridges, in a landfill in New Mexico. And it actually wasn't an urban legend at all. In fact, it was documented. But there was this documentary that was made of them uncovering it. They billed it as, discovering a myth, uncovering a myth, debunking a myth, or seeing if a myth breaking, the myth busting. That's what those guys are called, right? Yeah, busting the myth. But really, it was never a myth. Just for the record, that was documented that this happened at the time. But anyway, what does he have to say? So yeah, he's talking about that documentary. He says, I've not played E.T. the Extraterrestrial for the Atari 2600 for myself. So I ask you, have you seen the documentary? You should if not. Well, here's the thing. I didn't because, frankly, believe it or not, and this is me maybe taking the judgment of others, but it's really not looked at as that big of a deal in the classic gaming industry. If you know if you know about classic gaming history, you know that this was a thing, and really that documentary just turns into, okay, these guys are, digging up a landfill of what we know that's already in there, which is Atari games. For me, it never seemed that interesting. I mean, a documentary's got to be really special for me to be invested in it, like perhaps King of Kong. But anyway, so yeah, I haven't seen it. He also asks, have I played E.T., and if so, what are my thoughts? I did. I played it back in the day. Played it quite a bit back in the day when you really didn't have a lot of choices. I remember that there's this, you're constantly falling into a pit, and the only way to get out of the pit is to try and levitate out. And it's a very tedious, very exact method to do so, at least for, a child of 6 or 7. Again, we're getting back to Atari, where I just wish I was playing with Star Wars figures. So yeah, I mean, even at the time, it wasn't that great of a game, but our choices were limited, and I do remember spending time with it. I certainly don't remember looking at it fondly, but I do remember playing it. I don't know that I wasn't one of these kids who got it for Christmas or anything like that. I don't think I really got video games until Nintendo. But yeah, I played it at a friend's house, played it quite a bit, and yeah, I got stuck in there. I mean, because everyone loved E.T. I loved E.T. at the time. Man, I remember bawling my eyes out when he gets hurt in the movie. So yeah, E.T. video game, I'm in. And yeah, I remember playing it. Definitely. And playing it enough where obviously I didn't pull it out to play Yars' Revenge or something. I remember vividly playing that. Whereas games like Centipede or Yars' Revenge, if I had them at the time, I don't remember playing them. So, there's that. Finally, in my opinion, Cap and Raz, in your opinion, what is the worst game of all time? I have no idea. The worst game of all time? I mean, honestly, I think I would have to give it to a game that just promotes something that you couldn't possibly ever want anyone to consume. Postal's a good example. Postal's just a first-person shooter that just is created just to be gross. and be anti. I know there was like a 9/11 simulator. Now that's the kind of crap that I'm just not hot on. The most famous one would probably be Custer's Revenge for the Atari 2600 again. Basically, Custer's Revenge is you're General Custer and you're naked. I'm not kidding. 4-bit naked General Custer, and all you have on is your hat. Okay? And you're walking from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen, and on the horizon, arrows are shooting at you, so you have to dodge the arrows as you go from one side to the other. And if you happen to get to the other side of the screen, you are awarded with a naked Native American woman tied to a cactus. And therein the two shall meet, if you know what I mean. I swear to God this exists, and it is on many levels very offensive and not worth your time. So, play Berserk. That's all I have to say. So yeah, I'd probably have to give it to Custer. So yeah, there you go. Worst game of the year. Thank you. Worst game from the worst player. I am so sorry about Dark Forces, more like Dark Farces. I don't know what happened. I know what happened. I didn't do my homework. Too busy, thinking about Star Wars. To play, I just blindly picked 10 levels into an old school first-person shooter. Never do that. I should have just played the first level again. At least we would have seen some stormtroopers. So, I'm sorry. I'll try and do better next time, okay? But, there will be a next time. I mean, you can't get rid of me, right? It's all C-Dog got unlimited lives, baby. So, we'll see you next time. Enjoy Star Wars. Go into it positively. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You might just have a good time. I know I'll be going tomorrow, but regardless of what happens tomorrow, we'll be back here next week. We'll see you again. And until then, farewell and adieu to ye Spanish maidens. Farewell and adieu, ye ladies of Spain. For we received orders for to sail back. Oh, I didn't even think of what this is. I don't know. Sail back to... Sail back to Star Wars. Such an idiot. And we may never see ye fair ladies again. Jesus Christ, Pike, you might have to take this ship back over. I'm really bombing here. Oh, keep your powder dry, mateys.